Mars is stationing in Aries at 15 degrees on Friday, November 13th. What will this mean for you? Hello all, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Colleen Pearl, the Cool Crone. Today we're going to be doing a pick-a-card reading, focusing on the changes that are going to come as a result of Mars stationing and then moving direct in the sign of Aries, starting in November. Mars is the planet of action, and you'll learn more about the things that will help you go into action and help you get unstuck. If you want to learn more about transiting Mars in Aries and how it will affect you, I've got a blog post that I'm linking below that's going to tell you exactly that. The blog post is set up so that it goes by rising sign, so it's going to tell everybody what they need to know and what area of life is going to be the most affected by Mars in Aries. Put your attention to the 4 piles of cards in front of me. Each one has a stone on top, and I'd like you to just choose one of the piles from your gut instinct. Don't think about it too much, but I will tell you what the stones are. This one is a honey calcite heart. This one is called Pearl of Fire, and the pretty part of the stone is actually on the bottom here. This is a good shadow work stone. This one is a celestite, or an angel stone. And this one is a green calcite, which is really good for clarity and healing. So whichever stone or pile of cards speaks to you, that's the one you're going to pick. We'll put the timestamps in the description, and let's get started with the readings. For the people who picked the first pile, the pile with the honey calcite heart, this has been very stressful for you with Mars being retrograde. You feel like there's been secrets kept from you, and now that secrets are beginning to come out, it's making your imagination kind of go crazy and is giving you a lot of anxiety. So for you, with Mars finally going direct, you're going to feel great relief that you're finally getting the truth. You're finally getting the things told to you that you need to know in order to move forward. There's somebody in your corner who very much wants you to know everything that you need to know. And after Mars goes direct, things are going to happen quite rapidly for you. If projects were on hold, they're going to burst forward. They're going to just jump out of the gate and start happening. And also, not only are you going to understand what's been held back from you, like news-wise, secret-wise, whatever, but you're also going to get some generally some good news in terms of things that you're trying to do, things that you feel identify you. So if there's a project that you feel like, this is what I do, I'm really good at this, and it hasn't been able to get off the ground, after Friday, after Mars goes direct, you're going to feel much more like, yeah, this is what should happen. Yeah, I am good at this. Yeah, this was terrible that I had to have all this stuck for so long. And you're going to feel much better about things. Don't forget that all the information that you ever need in your life are things that are inside you. You know these things. You don't really need an advisor or anybody to tell you how to live your life and to tell you what you're best at and to tell you what your path is. You've always known these things, but when you go through periods like we've just gone through with Mars being retrograde, sometimes you doubt yourself. Sometimes you feel like, well, nobody's telling me that this is really good, so maybe I've lost my touch, or maybe I've lost whatever that talent or knack was that I used to have. And that's not true. In everybody's life, it ebbs and it flows. You know, sometimes you have enough time to really pursue a hobby or a favorite interest, or even things having to do with your career. And sometimes those things have to take a back seat and you have to focus on more nuts and bolts stuff that maybe isn't as interesting as your real passion is. What you're going to find over the next, well, now through the end of the year, is that you have to trust yourself. You have to have faith in yourself. Nobody is going to come around and give you a blueprint for what you're supposed to be doing. This is your life. It's your design. It's what you choose to do. And you just have to move forward with as much confidence as you can muster. If you can do that, then by January, you will be looking at things in a much different light. You will be feeling like you have conquered something. You have mastered yet another skill or climbed another mountain, and you'll feel great relief. And this period of time where you were really worried will just seem like a dream. It will just seem like, God, was that all my imagination? It wasn't your imagination. It was Mars retrograde just stopping the progress from going forward. Um, in the end, you may feel still a little twinge of regret that you weren't able to move forward during this period. You may feel like that's somehow a reflection of your abilities or a failing on your part. And I'm here to tell you that it wasn't. It was not a failing on your part. It was the whole world. The whole world experienced this. The whole universe experienced this. So just realize that sometimes things just can't move forward in the way that we expect them to, that the only thing true about life is that it will change all the time. So, this is not a lack of ability on your part. This is just life. It is just the way things go. So, if you've been feeling like you're blaming yourself or you're unable to really claim that to yourself, oh, it was just the universe, it was just the Mars retrograde, let me know in the comments below, because there may be something going on in your chart that is a little different and that you need a little more insight into. I'd be happy to help you with that. But for sure, don't blame yourself. For sure, just realize that you're doing the best you can, and when you're ready to move forward, you definitely will move forward. During this reading that I got for you, I failed to hold up any cards, but definitely what you're going to be going into in November, December is that things are going to move very quickly for you. That's indicated by the Chariot. But that you are definitely going to master things and be in control. That's the King of Cups. And that's you feeling not only masterful, but emotionally feeling like you own it, and also feeling vindicated that now you really know that it wasn't you, it was just the timing, the universal timing. Now the astrology cards that came up were Chiron, which indicates healing, specifically self-healing. So this is a bit what I was talking about before. You go within, ask your soul self, ask your higher self, what could I have done differently? And the answer will probably come back, nothing. You just needed to wait it out. So now what you need to do is to forgive yourself and really, really go within and forgive yourself. Whatever is in there that's causing you to feel like you cannot do it still, or maybe you're not worth it, you need to relieve that. You need to forgive yourself and move on with that. Another astrology card that came up is Capricorn. And so I'm guessing that a lot of these things are going to come through for you, this project and completion of this project, you feeling like you really own it, like you're really the master of what you're trying to do, is going to happen in the Capricorn season. And Capricorn begins right around Christmas. So from Christmas into January is going to be a really good time for you to feel accomplishment and a sense of productivity. And the last astrology card that I pulled out for you is the 11th house for friends. So know that there are people, and this came out in the tarot cards too, because you got a Queen of Swords and also the King of Cups. So you've got people around you who are very supportive of what you're doing, and they're willing to help you. So relying on your friends in December and January is going to be quite helpful for you. So that's the reading for the first pile, the people who chose the Honey Calcite Heart. And thank you for watching. I hope that if you found this enjoyable, you will subscribe, you'll hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos, and leave me a comment down below. Let me know how this hits you. And especially if you have things that you're curious about in your own chart, leave me a comment about that as well. Thanks. All right, pile number 2. This is for the people who picked this beautiful green calcite. The rest of November is going to be very interesting for you. It's going to mean that you are looking out over the resources that you already have and deciding how you want to use those resources. Will probably be reflecting on lessons from the past when you felt like you maybe did not use your resources so well, or perhaps you're reflecting on a person from the past who allowed you to either make mistakes or just plain gave you bad advice. I don't think they stole from you or anything. I think it's just that this person's influence on you is topmost in mind, and you don't want to repeat that. And that's good, because towards the end of the month and in the beginning of December, things are going to change dramatically. You've got the Four of Pentacles, which is saying that financially and resource-wise, you're pretty stable. You have the right inventory, the right staff, the right whatever that you need in order for your business to work really, really well. If you're not a person in a big business, if you're more of a solopreneur, then you've got your feet on the ground, you know what you're doing, you've got your skills in place, your money in place, and things should be going pretty well for you. However, you're a little worried. You either want to expand and you're worried because previous attempts at expansion were difficult or failed, or you just don't want to repeat past mistakes in general. And then what you've got coming up is the Tower. Now, the Tower can be seen as a negative card. It can also be seen as a positive. Maybe things need to be shaken up. Maybe things need to be changed dramatically. Wherever the Tower shows up, it means that things are, the footing is pulled out from under you. So even though you feel that you have a good solid foundation, other pieces of your business plan or your business model may be changed dramatically, and that forces you to reconfigure things altogether. So December is going to be quite an interesting month for you, because you're going to have to reconfigure your business or your project in a pretty dramatic way. In the next row of cards, all the cards are reversed, which means that you may find it difficult to rely on anyone but yourself. You may also find that doors that you thought were going to be opened are not opened. So again, your Tower moment is bringing about a real need to look within and figure out where the answers are coming from. So you may feel like you really deserve for things to go a certain way, and they're not going that way for you. You may feel that things are owed you, or that you've practiced so hard, you should be really good at this, and it's just not happening. You're not getting the credit for being as masterful as you think that you are. Then again, you may have thought that your resources were low, or that your cash flow was low, and you're going to find that that's not the case, that actually your cash flow is fine. So this change does not necessarily mean, just because it pertains to business, change does not necessarily mean that all of a sudden you have no money. It means change. So make sure that you're hearing that. I'm not saying lack of funds, I'm saying change. All right? So this kind of change, very interesting for you. Make sure you comment below. Let me know what kind of change happened and how did you approach it. Since you had this knowledge from the reading that this might be coming up, let me know how that really manifested in your life. And the final card is the Seven of Pentacles reversed. Seven of Pentacles reversed is usually someone collecting a harvest. But in this case, it might mean that rather than collecting a harvest, maybe you're having to rely on a stockpile. Not a harvest now, but a harvest from previous times. So there's going to be different ways that this is going to play out. And I'd love to hear from you to find out, how this is really happening. Now let me throw just a couple of the astrology cards and see if that can throw some light on some of these areas. The first one is the 8th house, and this goes along actually with the Tower, endings and beginnings. So certain things about your project or your business are going to come to an end, and you're going to start things all new in certain areas. And again, this does not mean total collapse, total lack of funding, total bankruptcy. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying something is changing. Something about the business plan or the way the business is conducted is changing. And hello, we're in 2020 and everybody's businesses have changed dramatically in 2020. And I'm not saying that this is going to be, a total COVID situation. I'm saying that things are changing and you have to change with them, and it could be for the better. Okay, the next card we have is the first house, the body. So if anything about your business has to do with the body, health in general, that may be a clue about what things have to change. It could also mean that your body and your physical being is about to change in some way. Perhaps perhaps due to some kind of a health situation. And again, not negative, but just something that you need to change. This could have to do with your desires and the way that you want your life to be. You may be deciding that you don't want to maybe uh, be as physical in your work as you used to be, or maybe you want to be more physical in your work than you used to be. But something is going to have to do with the physical body. And the third card is Sagittarius, I see. So this is a very interesting card to come up in your reading because Sagittarians are philosophers and they very often will take a kind of Zen approach to almost any kind of change in their life. They don't necessarily get super upset when things have to change. They kind of roll with the flow. They kind of accept things as they come and they try to see things that are for the best. I think it was probably a Sag who came up with the phrase, it's all good, because that's the way they look at things. It's all good, because change is good. Life is change, and things are about to change. Mars changing direction is also, going back to the second card, the first house, the body, Aries is the first sign. Mars is the ruler of Aries. This is a very strong planetary energy. And as it affects you physically, probably your body, it's going to affect many things in your life. It's going to be like, the pebble in the pond. It ripples out and it affects almost everything that goes on around you. So again, however this is affecting you, please put something down in the comments because I'm very curious for pile number 2 people, how this is affecting you in your life and how this is coming across. Thank you so much for watching the reading. Please be sure to subscribe. I don't want you to miss any of my upcoming videos. We're going to be talking a lot more about astrology, as well as doing card readings of all kinds, and a little bit of spirituality thrown in there as well. Please hit the notification bell so you don't miss those upcoming videos, and be sure to comment and like. It really helps me out. Okay, now the reading for the people who chose the Celestite, the angel stone. This is your reading. For you, there is something in your life that is definitely coming to an end. You are closing up a chapter in your life. So this Mars in Aries and the forward motion of the planet is definitely going to help you to close that out and start the next chapter. So you know what you are, you know who you are, you know how you've been presenting yourself to the world so far, and you're bored. Basically, you're just really bored with it. It's not what you want to project anymore, and you're ready to finalize it and move on to something else. You are maybe a person who has reached a level of high authority, and you feel like what you've been doing before is not beneath you, but that you could do so much more. Or you could be somebody who is actually rebelling against people in authority and deciding that you don't need that kind of structure and authority anymore, and you're going to branch out in a much more creative way in your life. It's going to be one of those two things, but either way, this Mars in Aries is really going to propel you out into the world to stake your claim, as it were. In the next row, we have the Ten of Swords, and I love it in this deck. The Ten of Swords is literally a pin cushion with a bunch of pins in it. And the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is going to be somebody who understands who you are and understands that with just a little bit of help, you could really get this off the ground. And they want to help you. They've seen your struggle. They've looked on from the sidelines and realized that you are either, now the Hierophant is the person is the indicator about rules and authority, that either you are ascending to or rejecting and rebelling against. And the Knight of Wands is the person who has maybe not stood right next to you, but is definitely somebody in your circle who realizes what you're capable of and wants to see you succeed in a new way and not just putting out the same old, because that's over. The other thing about Mars in Aries is that Mars rules Aries. That's its home sign. So it does very, very well there. And it's new. It's the baby of the zodiac. It's the brand new, right? So it's the person coming out and saying, I don't want to do the old stuff anymore. I want to do the new stuff. And that's you. That's where you're going with this. Then we have the Four of Wands, which is someone who has built their foundation about who they are and about what they're showing to the world, their creativity, their inspiration. And they're putting it out there and they're happy about it and they're comfortable with it. So this is not going to be an uncomfortable process for you, except if you're not about closing things out. If you're a person that just hangs on for dear life to the old way of doing things and it's very hard for you to change, this could be a difficult transition. So let me know in the comments, is this really tough for you? Or are you just gladly embracing the change? And is the change having to do with you personally? Or is it more a business thing or a relationship thing? Or what is it? Just let me know in the comments. I'm very curious to know how this is all playing out for you. And the final card is the Judgment card. So the world will judge you. Now, judgment doesn't have to be a bad thing. The world judging that you really are an authority in your field, that's not a bad thing. That could bring with it new positions or more money for casual gigs that you do in your field where you are hired as an expert. There could be a lot of benefits to being judged. It doesn't have to be a negative thing. So let me know what's going on with that, because this is a very interesting reading. This reading of all the readings is very, very personal. This has less to do with business and more to do with just who you are as a person and how you're putting it out there to the universe. Let's pull a few astrological cards. All right, first card up is Jupiter, Abundance. What a beautiful card. So you're moving on with this new identity, this new I am who I am. And the Mars in Aries is all about a fire energy. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, which is also a fire sign, a sister sign to Aries. So this is a very complementary energy that you're entering into. Also, Jupiter expands things. It makes things bigger wherever it hits. So whatever that you're putting out to the world is going to be expanded, is going to be glorified, as it were. So that's a really nice card. It's also lucky. It also means you have a lot of luck coming along with that. So that's really nice. And then we have the second house, owning. The second house has to do with our values and resources, has to do, many times people just say that's the house for the money that you earn. So with Jupiter and the money you earn, that looks like a very, very good thing. And again, as we talked about with the Judgment card, when you are judged as an expert or master in your field, that very often brings along with it more income, more monetary reward. So this second house is saying, yes, indeed, you are going to get more of whatever it is that you want. More credit, more visibility, more jobs, more money. So that's really a nice card to have come up. And then we have, again, the Capricorn card. The first pile also got the Capricorn card. And this tells me that a lot of the positive changes that you're making will be seen in late December or the last week of December into January, the Capricorn season. So while you may be putting all this into place from mid-November on to the end of December, the real value, the real boon from it and the reward from it is really going to start happening in Capricorn season, which begins right around Christmas. So great reading for you guys. Good luck with everything. And again, let me know in the comments how this is hitting you. Thank you so much for watching the reading all the way to the end. Please be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss one of my videos coming up. Be sure to comment. Yours is an interesting reading. I want to hear how this plays out. And please hit the like too. That always helps the channel. Okay, we're moving on to pile number 4. Pile number 4, the people who picked this stone, the Pearl of Fire, which looks like this on the cut side. This stone is really good for shadow work. You take one of these stones, you place it on your chakras while you're meditating, and it will help illuminate whatever's going on for shadow work for that chakra. Very interesting stone. All right, let's do your reading. Once Mars goes direct, literally things will speed up for you so much. There's going to be so many things coming towards you. It could be jobs coming towards you, people coming towards you, ideas coming towards you, social activities coming towards you. There's just a lot coming at you once Mars goes direct in Aries, and that's on Friday the 13th. Also, you are going to be working, using your imagination, trying to think of different ways to use your skills and to get yourself out there to the world. But you've got this Eight of Wands, you've got so many things coming at you that you're not going to have a problem dreaming up how to manifest all of this energy and inspiration. It's just going to come to you, and it's going to be quite exciting in this time. Now, the Six of Wands is the next card, and this is the Victory card. So again, whatever you are dreaming up, which is going to be just, there's going to be so many ideas, it's going to be just an embarrassment of riches for you, idea and creativity wise. You're gonna be seen as the victor, the person who succeeded, the most creative, the Wunderkind. You're going to have all sorts of accolades coming at you for what you're doing in this latter half of November. So much so that you're just going to feel like you won the lottery as far as happiness with your family, with your loved ones. If you have children, just going to feel really blessed. So it's a very, very happy time for you. In the second row of cards, we still have some really, really nice cards coming up. We have the Nine of Cups. Now, the Ten of Cups is like all my dreams come true, but the Nine of Cups is also really, really positive. It's known as the wish card. So what you wish for is what's going to happen. So you're going to see all these things, all the cards that I looked at in the first row, you're going to see all these things coming at you. You're going to have all of these great ideas and being able to act on them, and it's going to make you feel very happy and blessed. And then you're still going to have some more great, lucky, good wish come true energy falling on you probably for the month of December, and you're going to probably want even more, and maybe to share it, because it seems like you're not just hanging on to things, you're not being sort of a miser with your lucky gifts. It seems like you want to share it with other people. So that's really, really nice. The Knight of Coins and the Page of Coins comes up next. This leads me to believe that there are people in your family who are also very generous people, and that you're going to be working in conjunction with them to spread the wealth, to move it around, to make sure that everybody is happy and healthy, not just for the holidays, but into the coming year. So you have work to do, but personally, when you start out from November 13th and going into December, you're gonna manifest some wonderful things for people around you. So when that starts happening in December, I want you to put a comment down here, even if it's weeks after the video, because I want to know what are these great things that you're doing. It's just going to be so fantastic to see what everybody is manifesting and dealing with. Just really exciting. So again, two people from your family, the Page of Coins and the Knight of Coins, and they're going to be joining you in some sort of a giving project or some sort of a helping others project. And it's not necessarily only charitable things, but I'm guessing probably it's going to revolve around helping others and seeing others through whatever they're. I mean, 2020, there's enough people around who need help. I'm sure you could pick any one of 10 different charities to get involved with, and you'd really be doing some good. And the final card for this reading is the Ten of Coins. This is the legacy card. This means that you are creating a wealth for your family that is going to be used and honored for many, many, many years. This is a really nice card to come on the heels of all these other cards showing so many blessings in your life. And I get from this reading that you are not a greedy person. It's not like you're creating this just to hang on to money, but rather to help people and to help your family, but also to help others too. So it's a beautiful, beautiful reading. Again, please make comments for me so that I know what it is that you're up to, because I just love the feeling that I'm getting off of these cards, and that there are people out there doing really great things. All right, so now I'm going to throw a few astrology cards. Let's see what's going on with that. Okay, the fourth house. This is a beautiful card in the context of all the other things that are in your reading. It speaks about your home, your family, and your roots, where you came from, what informed your values and choices that you're making today. And the fact that in this reading you're giving back and wanting to improve things for not only your family but for other people around you. This is a beautiful card. So maybe you think of the world at large as your family too. Okay, the second card is Saturn, the truth. Saturn is the taskmaster. He is the planet that makes you be very disciplined, gives you construct, gives you boundaries, also gives you laser focus and crystallization. So this could be a time in your life where if you are doing this giving work and you are really trying to help others, this could be the time in your life where this idea is really crystallizing in your mind and your heart. And Saturn is helping you do that. We're also coming into Capricorn season, which begins around Christmas. And Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So this is another nod to Capricorn, but also that feeling of being just really crystal clear about what your goals are and what you're trying to do. And then we have the moon, also known as the soul. So this helps you. This makes you feel like you are doing what you are here to do. So this is a message from your higher self to your conscious self saying, this is perfect. Go with this. Do these things. So this Mars in Aries going station and forward on the Friday the 13th is not just a phase of you saying, oh, I think I'll start a new project. No, this is a big life change for you. This is a big shift in the story of who you are and how you claim yourself to the world. So this is a really profound moment in your life. Please be sure to comment. I'm so curious to know how this is going to play out for people, because this does seem like a really, really big thing in your life. A big shift that comes naturally to you because it feeds your soul. It literally makes you feel fulfilled. Really nice. So that's the reading for the people who picked the Pearl of Fire stone. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked the reading. Please, please, please comment down below. I'm so curious as to how this is playing out in your life. Make sure that you subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a video that we upload. And be sure to like. That always helps the channel. Thanks so much for watching.